Welcome back to the channel, Upcyclers. We are doing a quick tag video today, but not just a tag video, but a crossover video. So, there were 4 cards that were all various flavors of BGS 9.5 that I had previously sent to PSA to try to cross over, and PSA had declined to cross over any of them with my min grade of 10 on there because I didn't want it to get downgraded to an 8 or a 9 because these are some fairly valuable cards. So I opted for the science, for the culture, to actually crack them and send them to tag. And the return of it was a bit of a mixed bag. Now I do like how tag does come in these little bags. Now I will say it makes it a lot better for blind reveals, but I have no patience, so I absolutely cannot do that. And I went ahead and looked at the grades ahead of time because I am weak. So what we have here is a Aaron Judge Stadium Club from 2017 rookie. So they didn't actually have Stadium Club Chrome back then. So the Chrome cards were themselves a parallel. And then within that, there were refractors and golds and a couple other parallels. So this is a very short printed card. I don't know what it actually is, but I imagine it's can't be more than a couple of hundred, if not less than that. And I got a really good deal on it in this BGS 9.5 because it did have a 9 for corners. And yeah, so let's see what old Tag said. They gave it a 9. Now, I did look at the dig report, and they did note actually a surface issue on the back, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the camera to pick up. But it is right. It's in the words on the back here. It's like right in there, and it definitely is there, which is interesting because that was the only defect that was noted by Tag. Yet for some unknown reason, BGS was completely fine with the surface, but they dinged it a little bit for corners, and the corners got great grades from Tag. So I don't know. In any event, that's one. The next one is going to either be the Young Guns Ovechkin. Nope, this is going to be the Pujols and the Ichiro. Okay. So this is just the regular chrome. This isn't the refractor or the retrofractor. This is the regular 2001 Topps Chrome of the sort of iconic, famous Ichiro Pujols dual rookie card. Now this one had all 9.5s, but a 9 in centering. I myself think the centering looks great, and Tag agreed with me and gave this a 10. So that's fantastic. That's definitely going to be a nice upgrade on that card from a value standpoint for sure. And yeah, so I would say we're up so far overall on the values of these cards, because I do, in general, a Tag 10 definitely is selling better than a BGS 9.5 these days, particularly a BGS 9.5 that isn't a True Gem Plus. Now, a True Gem Plus, BGS 9.5, or a Plus Plus, 2 9.5s and a couple of 10s, it's probably about the same, but both of those were below min grade for a True 9.5, so that was positive. Now, this one was interesting. This is a Young Guns Ovechkin, and this is a True Gem Plus. I got a pretty good deal on this at auction a little while back. My hope was to move it over to a PSA 10. I sent it into PSA thinking that it would have a real strong likelihood of getting moved because of the 210s and the 295s. That is kind of the prevailing thought online, is you're not at least a little above True Gem, some kind of True Gem Plus, that they're not going to move it over. But they declined to move it over, which was a bummer. Now, the dig report on this was magnificent. It showed no flaws whatsoever. And in fact, pretty much every grade looked like, 985 plus on the different little bits and pieces. The centering was basically perfect. I actually think this card has an outside chance of getting a 10 pristine, which at tag is above a 990, which could definitely add some value. So I would love to know your opinion. I basically got 3 options, which is sell it as is, and it should get pretty close to, if not equal to, a PSA 10. I could send it back to tag and pay the extra money to have the actual number grade put on it and see how close it can get to a 10 pristine, which would, I believe, go for a decent bit more than a PSA 10. Or I could send it as is and try to do a crossover at PSA to a PSA 10 just to bump it a little bit, which would be interesting because I will have literally now sent this card to PSA twice, asking them to cross it over at that point, and they declined it the first time. And if they accept it the second time, what does that really say, or what does that really mean? So yeah, love to know your opinions below in the comments. What would you do with that card? Obviously, some people would obviously keep that card. It's a super cool card, one of the GOATs, so to speak. But I do not collect hockey cards. I don't follow hockey. I saw that purely as a business opportunity to move that one. Now's the interesting one. This is not in a slab, as you can see, and it did start life as a Gem Mint 9.5. It had a 9 and 3 9.5s on it. It's one of the older slips that had or flips that had it on the back, and I got this at auction for a good price. I think was like $500 or $600. When these days a PSA 10 is pushing $3,000. Interestingly enough, tag 10s do sell from time to time of this card, and they get very, very close to PSA 10 prices. I think because this is such a subjective, high value card, that I think there's a lot of people out there that, we feel as though there is some degree of pop control that goes on with this card. But I could say, and the reason they didn't put this in a slab was that they said it was too big. It was ever so slightly bigger than what a standard card would be, that it just exceeded what they could fit in their slab. And if you see the slabs, there's those little plastic bits that hold the card in place there, but yet don't touch the corners. Tag cards really just don't move around in there at all. They're very precise with their sizing on these. I know occasionally you'll get like the PSA slab where the card like rattles around in there, and I don't know, that bugs me a lot. I'm sure it bugs a lot of you. But yeah, so they said it's just ever so slightly too big from the manufacturer. Now, unlike other companies like PSA, they actually did refund me my grading cost on this one, which was nice, but they would do no good in sending it back to them. So I'm a little... I obviously have to send it somewhere because this card in raw is, $75, and I really don't want to take that big of a loss on it. So I'm leaning towards just sending it raw into PSA and seeing what they do with it. Yeah. Also interested to hear your thoughts on this one. Now the centering, I think where it got dinged on centering is going to be the back. Do you see how it's a little off? Well, this would be left and right the way I'm holding it, but in reality, top to bottom on the card. Everything else looks pretty darn dead on. I mean, and it's a beautiful example of the card. So there, I mean, I could set it into PSA and they might give it a 10. It feels like one of those cards that no matter how many times you send it in, you never get a 10 from PSA. So I'm not sure what the right path forward is on this one. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below, what you would do with it. In any event, that is our tag reveal for the day. Overall, I'm pleased with this. I mean, we sent in 4 BGS 9.5 Gem Mint cards, some with 3 of which actually had below True Gem, one of which was a True Gem Plus, and we did get 2 10 Gem Mints back, and one of them did get, I think, has a shot at a Pristine if we go that route. This one they found an actual problem with, but it was interesting that the problem was different than what BGS said that it was. And then we've got this over here. So yeah, that's it. If you enjoy this kind of content, please do subscribe. We try to put out videos as often as possible. They do release Fridays at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Same name, the San Diego Upcycler. We have an eBay store as well as an Instagram account. Reach out to us there if any cards you see that you're interested in. Hit me up. And yeah, otherwise, as always, thank you very much for your time. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.